Welcome back to Caracas, where I'm still trying to catch the 737-200. Will today be the day? It might all come down to heading to the airport and praying that the airplane is waiting for me there and that I can buy a ticket. So let's get into it. I think I'm feeling lucky today. I don't know if you've ever heard of the term white whale. For a second I thought it might be white elephant, but that's something else. A white whale is something that you pursue and just can't get. You can't grasp it, and it becomes a kind of fixation or obsession. That's what the 737-200 is starting to feel like to me. If you've been following for a while on this channel, you know that I went to Zimbabwe to try and get the aircraft, at least take a flight on it somewhere, and it got changed at the last minute. The plane was out of the country and I couldn't wait around another week or two for it to come back. A number of people wrote in at that time pointing out that Venezuela still has a number of active 737-200s, and I started planning that trip. The gears started turning. And here we are in Caracas. So if you've seen the previous videos in this series, you know I linked up with Avior and ended up flying on their 737-400, seeing their 200, which is currently finishing up a major overhaul in the hangar in Barcelona. It was amazing to see the 200 there and to step inside it and to get up close and look at all the new parts and see how they're doing all the work on it and investing so much time and effort into this beautiful old bird to help it fly for more years. But it wasn't a flight. Rutaka retired their last 737-200 last week, just before I arrived. Suddenly. At least I didn't know it was coming. Avior has theirs in maintenance, almost ready, but not quite ready. It's supposed to come out and start flying again in a matter of weeks. Meanwhile, Estelar is another airline that has the 200. It's active in its fleet, but I found out only by talking to several people at Avior that that aircraft is actually on the ground right now as well, with some problems in maintenance, status kind of unknown, future unknown. So that leaves Venezolana. Their 200 is confirmed active, and I've been talking to someone there to see if I could get some good access with them. That has not come through. I have 2 more days, 48 hours basically left in Venezuela, and I need to figure out what I'm doing and how I'm going to fly on that 200. It can be difficult even to figure out what its schedule is. You have to kind of poke around, look on the website. Schedules that you find on international sites aren't necessarily reliable. So, this morning, I'm going to look to see, is the 200 flying from Caracas to anywhere in Venezuela today? Or anywhere else for that matter, but it only flies in Venezuela as far as I know. I'm gonna see if there's a flight I can book myself on, or maybe even just show up at the airport and try and get myself on the thing once I've confirmed that it really is the 200. So I know that Venezolana flies from Caracas to Porlamar some days. That's on Margarita Island. And I think they have a flight today at 11 a.m. It's currently 10 to 8. This is my white whale. So here we go. 24th, Caracas, Porlamar. Today, 24th, returning 24th. As much as I'd like to go to the beach, I think today has to be all about the airplane. Laser focus on 737-200. Estoy de acuerdo. Okay, so if we believe this, there are tickets for sale on an 11 a.m. flight to Porlamar, and it is listed as the 737-200. But the website had other plans. Who knew there were so many different possible error codes when trying to buy a ticket? This seems like a pretty good bet, and it may be my chance to catch this thing. I don't know if it's flying tomorrow at all, or from Caracas, or anything, so let's go to the airport.
No. Entonces, están buscando el vuelo para las 11. A ver si consiguen Venezolana poder abordar ese vuelo. Si aborda ese vuelo, él va a Porlamar y regresa en ese mismo vuelo. O sea, él no quiere quedarse en Margarita. Él quiere volar en el avión y regresar de nuevo en el avión a Caracas. Él quiere volar específicamente en ese avión y entonces lo subo a Caracas. Si él consigue irse a las 11, él me va a decir ahí mismo en ese momento a qué hora regresa en la tarde, ponte a las 2 o a las 3. Cuando usted llegue,
Sí.
usted sale allí, en esas puertas, cruza la calle y nos esperaría aquí al lado de esta camioneta.
Aquí, ok.
Ya va a ver.
Está bien.
Y ahí donde está la señora,
Sí.
ahí nosotros lo buscamos.
Ok, perfecto.
¿Ok? Se ve mejor con el papel lija.
Ah, sí.
No que lo ve lija como el
Mejor,
cachao.
mejor.
Se ve más claro.
Hola, buenos días. Quería saber si es posible comprar un tiquete para Porlamar hoy. Hoy. A las 11. Y está operado por el 737-200.
El MD
El MD.
es el que salió a Barquisimeto en la mañana. Y
Ah,
ahorita
ok.
es el pequeño.
Es el 732-732. Está bien con este, sí.
Está bien,
Sí,
el pequeño.
sí, yo quiero este.
Seguro.
Sí. Es que hay muy pocos de este avión en el
Sí,
mundo
porque
y
es viejo.
sí.
Es más viejo que tenemos.
Para mí es como algo
Una
clásico.
159,
Está bien.
160. ¿Llevas equipaje? No.
No.
Listo, mantente en la puerta 2. Puerta 2, hora de embarque 10 de la mañana, son
¿Qué?
los vuelos 331.
Perfecto. Success. I think I've finally done it. My white whale is just meters away. Walking up to the gate now to confirm its existence. But I just saw a JT8D engine through the window here and I can hardly believe it. Going to Margarita Island and then turning right around and coming back. Not only is this one of very few 737-200s flying regular commercial service in the world, it's actually right now the only active 737-200 in Venezuela. Coming here, I thought maybe there were 3 or 4 flying. Actually, every single other one is either in maintenance or parked indefinitely, or we don't know the future. So it's kind of incredible managing to catch the one. What do you reckon? Old Southwest seats? This aircraft never flew for Southwest as far as I can tell, which makes me wonder about the market for second-hand cabin fittings. Are there companies out there that find new homes for things like old seats when airlines are done with them? I guess there must be. And see if you can spot the other thing that clearly came from another airline at some point on this aircraft. And as I had no special access on this one, I had to sweet talk my way into a chat with the pilots. Luckily, they were very friendly. Unfortunately, they told me some regulators were on board, so that would mean no jump seat for me. Still, you kind of do need to experience this as a passenger, don't you? If only to stare out at those very unique engines. Impresionante este.
Sí.
Estoy haciendo bastante videos en la cabina por todo el mundo, pero nunca he visto un viejo así, pero que es tan bello.
Esta es la tecnología de hace 60 años.
Es increíble. ¿Y cómo es manejarlo?
Fácil.
¿Sí?
Fácil de volar. ¿De qué país vienes tú?
De Suecia.
Ah, de Suecia.
Sí.
Bueno, esto es como que tú te montes a manejar un Volkswagen del año 60.
Como el Beetle, ¿no? Eso.
Volando este avión, yo tengo 12 años.
Ok.
Yo. En la empresa, el avión tiene 13 años.
Ok, casi todo el tiempo.
Y yo, mi experiencia como piloto volando, 19 años. Me gradué a los 20 y me vine para acá, para Venezolana.
Ok.
Yo tengo 21 años y entré a la compañía en octubre del año pasado.
Ok, bien.
Y bueno,
Felicitaciones.
esta es la tecnología de este avión. Este avión es un avión hecho para vuelos de corto a medio alcance y
Sí.
muy fiel, como dicen por ahí, o muy seguro. Más bien por eso que lo tienen, porque es muy económico el mantenimiento.
¿Más sencillo o qué?
Sí. Lo malo de estos aviones es que con respecto a la aviación mundial, el consumo de combustible es alto.
Sí, claro.
Pero en este país a eso no le falta. Pues este es un avión que tú lo consigues operativo por $600,000.
Ok. Sí.
A diferencia de un 733 o un 734 que ya te sale para volarlo como $2 millones.
Wow. Ya, claro.
Entonces, por eso estoy diciendo, por eso es que lo tienen operando.
Hace sentido.
Un Boeing 737-200
Sí.
del año 78.
78.
Mira, ¿cómo es tu nombre?
El Gabriel.
Ah, bueno. Adeli Campo.
Mucho gusto.
Andrés Colegio. Cualquier
placer.
cosa.
Sí, muchas
Buena
gracias.
orden.
So let's go for a quick flight on this beautiful old bird. It's 30 minutes over to Margarita Island, which is not far at all from where I was in Barcelona just yesterday.
Es la realización del vuelo número 331 con destino al Aeropuerto Internacional del Caribe que sirve a la isla de Margarita. Desde la cabina de mando, el capitán nos informa que el tiempo estimado de vuelo es de 35 minutos, volando a una altitud de 23.000 pies. Por favor, abrochen sus cinturones de seguridad, coloquen y mantengan el respaldo del asiento en posición vertical, cierren y aseguren la mesa plegable y mantengan el tapasol arriba. Les informamos que este vuelo de no fumadores y es contra la ley interferir con los detectores de humo instalados en los baños. A partir de este momento queda prohibido el uso de equipos electrónicos, incluyendo teléfonos celulares, aun cuando posea modalidad avión. Ya sobre las alas, dos puertas en la parte delantera. Tome un momento para ubicar la salida más cercana.
The recline doesn't work and things are not exactly factory fresh in here, but who cares? We arrive a few hours after a Nordwind 777 direct from Moscow. As it turns out, there's a thriving business shuttling Russian tourists to beach resorts here on Margarita Island. The flights are long, though, as they have to route around the top of Scandinavia to avoid EU airspace. All pretty fascinating. And I get a little bonus time after everyone deplaned because everyone here on board, the crew, is so friendly. They saw my interest and yeah, walking around the plane without anybody on it on this classic thing, the oldest commercial plane currently flying in the world. I'm not sure if that includes props or not, but anyway, it's about 45 years old. This is such a treat to be able to ride this plane before it disappears forever.
Al 360. ¿Cómo están?
There is actually a kind of passport check here even if you're just coming from Caracas, which surprised me. I gather it has a special status, making it not exactly the same as other domestic destinations in Venezuela, but if anyone has more info about what that status is exactly, I'm eager to hear more. I'm actually realizing that it might be tight to check in, depending on the deadline, to check in for the flight coming back, because they wouldn't check me in Caracas. I thought we'd have plenty of time with a tiny airport, but there was an immigration check coming in. Not sure why. So now I gotta find the Venezolana desk and hope they let me on the flight back. Otherwise, I guess I'm in Margarita for the day. Not the worst thing to happen, but I want that 200 again. Okay, let's see. I didn't need to worry though. It was all very straightforward and I got back airside in no time. All right, let's get back on this plane.
forma automática le suelta emite las manecillas rojas ubicadas en la parte inferior del chaleco. También puede inflarlo soplando a través de los tubos rojos ubicados en la parte superior. Recuerde, el chaleco no debe ser inflado dentro del avión.
And oh my, it is very hard to capture how loud it is back here on a microphone. Also, we're getting so used to super quiet aircraft these days, it's amazing to think this was the norm a few decades back. A thrilling experience in any case. And it's all good vibes on Venezolana today. There's just a quick soft drink service, but on a 30-minute flight, it's impressive they even managed that. We make a nice tight turn to line up for runway 10 left at Caracas, and the landing itself is a little bit gusty, which our little 200 handles just fine. And to cap things off, we're treated to a view of those very unique thrust reversers.
al aeropuerto internacional Simón Bolívar de Melipilla, que sirve a la ciudad de Caracas. Por su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con sus cinturones de seguridad abrochados hasta que el avión se detenga por completo frente al terminal aéreo y el aviso luminoso de cinturones haya sido apagado.
What an awesome couple of flights that was. Over very quickly. That last landing was intense. A lot of wind, and then actually they greased the landing, which was impressive. I noticed that the runways are not in the best condition here, and these planes have to put up with a lot. And I have a feeling the 200 is uniquely suited to do that well. It can handle it. It's rugged. Beautiful couple of flights. So loud in the back there. I wouldn't want to do a long flight, and I wouldn't want to do many, but what an experience. Fue rápido, ¿no? I'm clearly going to have to come back to this wonderful country to fly on some MD-80s and catch Avior's refurbished 200 at least. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope you enjoyed it. In Caracas for Flight Radar 24, I'm Gabriel Lee.